be surprised that it's still there. Still in the city. It's a shumaranga like that. It's not unless his mama she knows the will that it shouldn't come. Why? I don't know. It's a big deal. You guys are saying L'chaim, this is the mountain.
Het is voor de god.
Ga je maar denken naar mijn keer op de zaak.
Ja, mooi. Ik ben nog aan de bek daar aan.
Ze doen. Nog opbrengen. Nog opbrengen. Nog brengen. Oké. Die zei die brengen hoor.
Dat is goed. Elke dag gesproken van this.
You guys using this?
Elke dag gesproken también está bravo.
Yeah, exactly.
L'chaim.
Nou ja, dan morgen L'chaim. Zou je nou drinken?
Ja. Beter moet dat drinken, English.
Esther, wat is de mama eerste noemen? Yankee? Volvi. Die drinkt? Is ook zo L'chaim? Oké, fine.
Ja, L'chaim.
No, what's the problem? Alleen wachten. Dus hier staat, was is Stefan? Die want. Oké. Vorige woche haben wir gelast in the live, no? So I had to take it on. So ich ging mit 2 und Moshe sagen, well, it was all socialization. Ich gleich schon so leicht.
Wow.
So ich ging mit 2 und Moshe ging mit 1.
Mit der gearbeitet?
Ja, dann.
Serious?
So gonna shine the weather outside hat mitgespielt.
Nice.
Yeah, I was holding it.
Wie moet ik dat maar laten doen?
Check the picture.
Ah.
Village. Okay, whatever.
Guys,
this is my Rebbe. This is my Rebbe Reb Shimon. This is Moshe Rabbeinu. And this is up to what you guys want to do with this. I'll up in mind, but you guys can what do you think? Shmuel Nui.
Slaan is dat niet.
Alright, so first of all, phones off please. Put it in plane mode. Second of all is some new guys in Sazur. This thing goes for as long as it goes. The Shiur. It's a collective consciousness. Now the only thing that can stop it is if you don't want to be here and you feel like you're good and you stay, that's when it starts draining. So be real, we're all real over here. Don't feel judged, everything is good. Kim, this is nicht to a performance and ich bin an der Ruvenstut and zum Wachsen beleidigen. No, if you walk out, I may ask tomorrow, what did you like, what didn't you like, so for your own growth. I mean, tomorrow means like the Bluetooth type of thing, like it was just a cheshbon. But the part is that be real. This is a training facility. It's going to train you how to be a, let me say it like this, how to be a proper, at your full capacity, how to be at full capacity, how to tune into, there is this, sometimes you're in a dream. You're in a dream and you run away from something and you can't run it, you can't outrun it. It's painful. It's so painful. Everybody breathe, take a deep breath. So, this is, there is a piece, a part inside that you feel you can't express. Avi, the recorder is on? Avi? Okay. I hope it's on. Ultimate Sheminas, I'm sorry. The recorder is on? Okay. So, what? Yeah, no, sig it. Baruch Hashem. So the part is that this is going to teach you how to tune into your body, how to become one with your body. I'm going to ask, what type of Torah is this? What's going on? You went to a workshop, right? What's that difference? You're doing the work. You're doing inner child work. That's number one. So what difference is it from this and that? The second thing is, look at the hypocrisy how we think when it comes to the life can be completely upside down. Pain, lies, the deceitfulness, all types of pain and anger, and we live at that stage in no man's land. But when there is an opportunity extended, we all of a sudden like, whoa, what is that? Does that make sense to you? Why? You've taken all the risk, like you're completely detached from everything, so to speak. I'm going to the extreme. Detached from everything means you're not feeling anything. We're not feeling. You're not connected. You don't know. You're putting on the tefillin. You're not feeling anything. It's a burden. I do it in it's even a bigger burden because I'm so twisted. If I don't do it, he's going to hit me. And if I want something, I got to do it. So the whole thing is you're living at 10% capacity. Right? Just a vart, 10%. I don't know how many percent. So by Torah's Chassidus is Medem Gat Naros Mengulas. This is the Zohar. This from Zohar Gat Naros Mengulas. Chanish delusion on top of my head, but the Zohar is the sound in happens to be. L'chaim. So, why? What is this? This is, everything is letters, everything is oisius, everything is energy. It's oir, which then goes into kalim, which then goes into more kalim and small kalim until this is this kalim. Everything is made out of oisius, everything is letters. A lower type of conversation, when somebody, curses or foul language, you're in the low frequency. So too, life could be in the low frequency. And when it's in the low frequency, there is pain. There's confusion, because that's what low frequency is. When I'm a big boy, when I'm above it, right? Let's just say, das tachten. Of course, when you're in the proper alignment, then it's a whole different story. You speak a different language. Because me being attached to doing it because of this and because of that, I'm still stuck in my old program. I'm still stuck in my, I'm living out of my head. Living out of my head. And how far can you get? The head is as cold as it gets. It's the moich, he's cold, he's rigid, he's not, you want to get into your body. But we can't get into the body because Pari made sure you're not going to get into your body. Because when you go into your body, you're going to feel pain, because you experience pain as you were coming into this galus. My father, my mother, whatever the case is. So your father and your mother, we're just an extension of that. So it's important to be real, because once I'm real, then I can start gauging my gut feeling. Because really, this is way more powerful than this. And as far as action goes, the stomach versus the head, the teferes is a gufa, it's a full body already. Energetically, these are terms from Hasidus, the names of the Spheres and the Midas, but really that's what we're talking about. There makes no difference between that. Teferes gufa means that once you have Chochmah Bina Das, Chesed Gevura, Teferes, you already have some sort of balance. Then comes the Netzachod, and they said, but it means that there's already, so if I can think from my gut, the chances of success is 100, I think, because I follow my gut. Now the gut is still damaged. You can't trust it because it took pain, so you're twisted about it. You can't really accept love, you can't accept a compliment, learning. But that means that the oisies are now in low frequency, low letters. Torah's Chasidus it's called Efer Apara, which is, it sparkles something in your brain, and it raises your consciousness, it opens up, it gives you light in your head, and therefore you can now take in bigger oisias, bigger letters, more complex letters, higher frequency letters. How does that show up? Higher frequency letters can also show up as the conversation that you are having. It's going to be different. Let's get him a chair.
Can I explain the letters?
Okay. He's not. He's like. Is he?
No.
Over there. Okay. No, there's somebody sitting there. Yeah, they can go over there. Yeah, there. Actually, better if you go over there. Yeah, go behind there. Energetically. Give him another time, so we're going to break him in quick. You want wine or you want... You want wine or you want vodka? Wine, okay. So the oisias start, the way you show up, the way your oisias show up is what type of conversations are you having during the day? What's your conversation? I'm not talking about in shul with your friends. That is a given. You already know. You talk that, you bring low consciousness. You're just creating negativity. So you're all out of that business. But the conversation that you're interacting is like my stresses in my work, my relationships, the business. Where am I stuck with? What am I occupied with? Is it a painful process, or you are in low frequency? Because in high frequency, there is the lower you are, the more separation you're in. You think you are running the show, the more separation you're in. We think, I shouldn't just say you, it's we, because it's constant work. We're in a physical body. It's like moving the water, the water is on the sand beach, and you just move it and then it comes back. You move it and it comes back, yeah? It seeps through and then it comes, I'm sorry, you bring the water and it seeps through, it goes through. It dries out. It's a similar situation.
Or you're reconnecting.
Constantly reconnecting, because really, yeah, Kriyas Yamsuf was, that's why you bring the water, that's when it opens up. Kriyas Yamsuf, we've been cracked, we have the ability to do it. You know how it is, we were programmed. We were all programmed to get it. That's what you're after. You couldn't see it until now. You can't see it because it's gulas, it's the nachash, you're stuck in the nachash, you're doing this, that, and the other. As long as I'm still processing in my head, I'm making cheshbonis. I'm living out of a place of cheshbonis, and that's the memtes. It's 49 levels of bina, going back and forth with it. The only way I can get out is going into nin, which is level 50. How do I get into nin? It's lamayla mitam v'das. It doesn't have to make sense. how can you get out of your matzah right now? How is it possible? From bottom up, yes, it's going to take a lifetime. But from top down, everything is possible. Because once you are in a skalalis, top down means you're in a skalalis. The more is agdus you have, the more yichud you have, the less separation there is, which means that your conversation, when you're more yichud, is a higher conversation. So the stuff that's chasing you now cannot be chasing you anymore. It's not doesn't fit. The flies don't come when the house is clean. Right? It's real time. In other words, if you're really doing it, then it makes sense. There's no question. There's challenges across the board. It's balancing. It's like I said, it's Thomas. It's a little, starting to feel a little the pinch. So the point is to raise the olive base and to circle this up, to finish it, is that if you feel that you had enough of your fill, your letters have received the light that you need, and it's good, then you can go. It's no pressure, please.
En uit gewoon de oasis.
Welke level de oasis hebben ze gewoon? So there's different ways to go with this, but we're going to keep it. Let's take one mahalach and that's it, But no, this is all Chassidus is that where the oasis start, where the letters start, going back to the light, oir, kalim, and then there's a question if it's oir means light connected to source. Thank you. If it's oir light connected to source, how can there be separation? How can there be separation? Light means it's kalala, so if it's coming from the light, which means it's connected to creator with oira and soif, which comes from atzmas, but it's just a ha'ara, like it should raise out of the sun. How can there be separation? How was there esespheres, even in Atzilus, which is, it's one achad v'yachad with him, but not, yes or not, yes or no, what's going on there?
I guess when you're at the point to see the separation, that's the point you can ask.
So that's the point, yes, that's the point you can choose level 50. Where there's cheres, how to experience that is to dive into the gut, to Tiferes. It's the Meshir, balance, gliding. That's the Tiferes. Now, why where are we going with this?
The letters, once you ask when you start feeling the letters,
Then
right?
start using the letters. It's up to me how far I'm willing to go.
The Nashir? No, what we were trying to finish. What?
Separation. Talk about the separation.
Okay, so
At which point we are separated?
guys, close your eyes. Tune into your forehead and the back of the head. Not the back, like the top. It's on top of the head, the tip of the head, and the front and the back. So if everything is coming from the light, and in the light there is oneness, and in the letters there is separation, so go to the light. What does it mean? What is it? What does it mean? You want to bring it into, you want to contaminate it? You want to bring it into 49 levels of spin? It's just healing. It's just light. So back to the question: the Alabed is something called Rishim. It's something called Chazer Beher. There is I'm just learning that sig in I'm base, so that's why it's a question. So if it came up, it comes up. I want to see ask me, why is it relevant? Why? Saying, why do you want to know?
I want to know?
Yeah, it's going to help. So, because it's a very dry but rich topic. So what do you want to know?
Right.
What difference does it make? Wie is het gewoon van?
I need a minute to consolidate the question.
To
Consolidate the question.
consolidate the question? Okay, so I'm going to get going. Okay, I'm going to start, so we'll see. Okay, so the reason you want to know why wie is gevangen is because the whole job, the whole idea here is to go back. To go back. We are in separation. We're in the split. And we want to go back, Shuv, Tshuva, Tashiv Ka, go back to Yud K. Go back to the inside. So how far back do we have to go to get out of all of this, to get out of the Oisius? Because at what point do I finally, where do I start? Where do I run out of letters so I can finally get into 50?
When I start being real.
What does that mean, start being real?
When you start being real, then you don't think about that. You're completely in flow. You let the light come in.
What was that?
When we are completely in flow, we feel every bump that we get.
Okay.
But if you stop feeling,
Okay, let's continue going. We're not going there now. It's still feeling. You're still feeling. Of course you're feeling. Just more, it's a higher conscious feeling. It's a higher frequency feeling.
correct.
Okay, this is a different feeling than eating. It's a different type of feeling.
Can you explain it? The high conscious feeling?
Yeah. Like right now.
That you're thinking about it. That's the high conscious, right?
What's that?
That's when you're thinking, right now that you're thinking about it, that's the high conscious.
Other thinking,
Yeah.
the feeling.
That you feel it.
Right now I'm feeling it. But once
You're feeling it. You want to feel it.
I don't feel it. I'm in flow. I don't feel it.
Good. So that's how you process. Maybe it could be because there's pain down there. You're not allowing yourself to go
Okay,
there.
for the second that I'm thinking maybe there's pain, the second that I think that, I also know that that's only a reminder, but I don't have to go there.
No, I see it. No, I see it. Finally got it. Yeah. You don't know. Okay. Good. Welcome. So you don't know how to go down. You got to go into the side.
He's keeping in the head.
I know how to get there.
So then what's the question? I'm saying then what's the problem?
It's not a problem. Just
Okay. So we want to talk about the albais. Fine. So let's go to that. Okay, we're gonna do one thing and then we're gonna. You have to say more time, like way more
Put on
time.
the accident.
Put on the AC.
Otherwise, not a
We're
time.
gonna drop it. You're gonna drop the temperature. Fine. Move it down one number. One number.
Tequila?
What? AC? One number. Yeah. Who knows the AC? Just push it one number down. Because otherwise it just goes and goes. And then we'll push it down another number. Take a 3-minute break and then another one. Okay, so this is what happened earlier. The question is, and we're gonna have to tie it into Shabbos because this is a Shabbos here. So the question is, what?
it is, like I said, it's a Shabbos Shiur. It doesn't matter what you talk about.
Correct.
It's a Shabbos Shiur.
Yeah.
That's how it's.
No, because then he's gonna come screaming. He said it's a Shabbos here.
That's it.
Fine.
That's enough. You don't have to talk about Shabbos.
So we're gonna get into Shabbos, of course. We're gonna get into-
Tapping into this is not tapping into Shabbos.
Yes, but we want to know how we're gonna tap into Shabbos with this.
The minute the master attention als de Shabbos hier, schon viel gut ist. Kannst du so gut ist, because kaum Zeiten zu Shabbos.
Yeah, correct. This is probably in the spirit of Shabbos. That's what this is. All right. So if he is Ein Sof, Creator is Ein Sof, he has no beginning, no end, and he goes, how is there a Welt? Welt means that there is a limit, there's limitation. It means that there is a limit. So instead of infinite, instead of finite, it goes to infinite. Infinite finite, I'm sorry. Instead of infinite, it goes to finite. So, back and forth, the bottom line is that the same way there is a power of Ein Sof to endless, there's also a power Ein Sof, because he can go endless also meeting this. The Gevul, the limit can match the limitless, because they're both endless. So no matter how, it keeps going and going. But how did this happen? What happened? So, just close your eyes. Let's take a deep breath in. The highest functioning part of the body are the bones. Just feel that in the bones on your back. White, blue light, just strong. It's fire. So the bones are atzamis. They're called bones, atzamis. Also similar to atzmas. Atzmas similar. So something so endless. What can orchos of something so intense? What can hold space for something so intense? Flesh, no. Flesh, none. It's going to burn. But something that has absolute bittul, absolute surrender, dry, bone dry, zero ego. Bam. That hits. When Boyer said, Baruch Shem Lo Medai, and he gezoekt God's on Welt, he activated Gvul, limit. How? When he pulled in Chazer V'Heir, there was a tzimtzum, it took away the light, and then instantly was created bone. A skull. Which is called Adam Kadmon. That's the beginning. That's the minute Boyer decided that he wants to have a creation that's going to be able to appreciate him, something that's going to see him, something they can understand, have an asaga in Elokus, not a behema, has no asaga, and lo machshavos machshavosechem. Our thoughts are not his thoughts. We max out at Chachma. He only begins at Chachma. Chachma just one riach piv, one drop. This whole spiel, everything, galaxies, billions, light. This is all just one drop of light that came into existence. So he wanted people that can be able to appreciate this. So he was mitzamtim himself. He created something complete. I was in that summers. This is what catches us. So it says in the Navi that the Navi is before, as Mashiach is coming, people are gonna wake up the skeletons. There's gonna be tchiyas hamesim. You're going to see these skeletons are just going to walk. They're going to start walking. And then comes the Ruach. They're going to start understanding, smelling what's going on. The spirit of Ruach HaPeinu. So we are experiencing moments of Tchiyas HaMesim. If you look at your life previously, you look at it now, dry, dead bones that didn't feel anything, but it was Shlei Shanesh Levushim Vesheman. Same spiel as Mitzrayim. The only thing that we had going was the levush and the language. Whatever language, we're not talking about the levush. Whatever it is, the levush. Levush means like in Zamiriden, Chayder, the ganze Spiel. Mikveh, Negelase, whatever, whatever is there. Or eating trunt. Doesn't make a difference. It's the same thing. That's why a minig Yisrael is as powerful as how many people identify with that. That's their identity. Thursday night they go into to chill. They can have all chill and fine. I've learned, we can see the beauty in that too. From this space, you can see the beauty in that too. It's a different ois, different letter, but it's an ois im kolzeh. It's an ois and it's a letter that wanted to be expressed there too. Which one? Yeah. You can't face it? You relax your stomach. Lean back. Yes. Take off your glasses. I'm just going to tell you, and do it in your mind. Take off your glasses, lean back, unlock your hands, say l'chaim, and kick back, and don't worry, you'll have enough to deal with tomorrow too. We're just doing this to recharge, so you can go out there and keep fighting. It's called a, you know what they call it? The showdown of the Sharabar and the Leviathan. That's what's happening. It's the ultimate battle between the Sharabar and the Leviathan. That's what we're experiencing right now. We're already right now in the Sudas, the massive war. Every day that you wake up and you fight, you're slaughtering your fish, is killing the Sharabar. Another midah, another attribute, surrendering, giving, going, moving, bending, Kabbalah's oil, falling, getting up again, relentlessness. You are fighting the Sharabar full on. That is the, I don't know if it's the Suda already. It can be a Suda too. This is a Suda's Mashiach. That's what they call it, where Torah is being learned. It's like, it's Yichud, it's one, it's Shchina. Right? But the whole day you fight. You're out there and it's a proper battle. And we're winning. Because time has come. Not because he's doing it, because the time has come, so he's pulling the curtain.
I don't see how you're winning.
What?
I don't see how you're winning.
Okay. You don't see how you're winning? Let me ask you. Where were you a year ago? 2 years ago? Pesach, Sukkot, Hanukkah, day to day. Besides, you know where you're stuck. You're stuck that you think it's a battle. You think it's a battle because if I wasn't holding space for it, what would you do? You would mem shlad immediately because we only scream when the wife comes home. When we're on our own, we're fine. Just like the child, when he comes home, Mitlamul has all this. He's just finished smiling and laughing. Everything was fine. Mitlamul says the end of the world. The mama's a hamikim. Okay, so fine. I'll be tati for you. I won't be mommy. So the olives. That is the olives. Let's see what's going on over there. So that's where it started. It started in the Rishimo. There was a chazer behair. The light was pulled away, and then it came back, and then there was an imprint in that. That's where the letter started. The Oisi started. That's where they all started. As he said, die, so he was mitzamtzem. And then I think Tzimtzum Sheni, that's what it was, yeah. Tzimtzum Sheni, now we see the difference. It's important. No, Simpson Rishon, yes. He was Mitzamtzim once, and it was almost like this. Imagine you have something that was holding over there for forever, and then you pull away, and it leaves an imprint, massive, powerful imprint. Except this imprint had Esespheres in it. The same midas, not the way we know it. We have no sugas, genuzas. So the question is, how can he have already Esespheres within him when he's B'tachas Apshitus? We don't know him. He's anything and everything you think. It's not that either. But there's an address, I think. Yeah, there could be moments of that, not just being present. That's where it's at. So it's just black, it's dark. We can't decipher it. It's not yet, but we are getting into that. So that's the idea, where Kasemis Malchus, where this physical body will be able to express that level of, understand that level of light. So that's where the letters are start. That's where the letters started. That's where they are. They're Aleph base and Datni Geboren waren Kalim. Kalim is we are Kalim. We're holding light. We are Kalim. So there's different Kalim. There's different Kalim and translate the Oid in different ways. So.
Challenge you?
I'm not sure. Because it's not a challenge. I don't know why they're saying a challenge.
So before I said what I wanted to say, I said don't make the whole spiel about it.
Yeah.
You did.
Why? I didn't make a spiel about it?
You did.
So.
I asked you not to. And you did.
Okay, good.
To continue on going, and I'm good. Why do you have to make a spiel?
Because for many, many months we are having this conversation, and you're coming with I know, I'm making the spiel. This is part of the facilitation. And every time we do the same thing, and you still do the same thing. So fine, so I'm gonna do something different. That's what I said. I'm not gonna be mommy, I'm gonna become Tati. No, I didn't calculate it like this. That's how it can. So it's part of the spiel. So look at the pieces now. Yes, thank you. Okay. So we have as follows. We have this week, Refuah Shalema. Yoel Yisrael, Ben Sarah Esther. What is it, a head? Head? Something like that. Head thing? What's going on here? Cup? Uh-huh.
Gave him the evidence from
What's that?
the evidence from
Yeah, close your eyes, guys. Let's do it in 10. Let's give them a little, let's send them some energy. Yes, let's close your eyes. Yeah, let's feel this out.
Shabbos mit der Züge, 4 Kreive Love.
Anyway. Okay, and then just a say l'chaim before we say the next thing. We don't want to mix the energy. Fine. Okay, and then Yosef and Rivka. Next again is on birthday. Yom Holodes. Yosef and Rivka. Wow, Yosef and Rivka. What if he's lying? And so let's move. Fine, too. It's a really young I number, yeah. It's a lifetime. Huh? Temperature was it? What?
Stone water. It's 82.
Okay. We'll get there eventually. No, it's another 10 minutes. Each number is another 10 or 20 minutes. With the number? 20 minutes. Ze is al gillig van 11 is het. The more grounded, the higher you can reach. I think, no? Can you feel it?
Yeah.
Okay. From Matamaila, the building, the more grounded, the higher you can reach. The higher the building goes. So you need the weight. So the temperature is important. Okay, so everything is gevurus, everything is going inward. And here it finishes today's Tanya. But deze is gashmet of turnen, the world exists of chesed. Shahakel, shahakoy kadash tira hayabasha, as we zayn do enten, we zayn the trickenish means end, which is yabasha is gvul. It's the what we said before. That's atzamas. The adam alaya, lavad Hashem, and an adam on top of that to serve Hashem. Serve Hashem means like to channel, to be a proper flow. Geen kulan. We zijn Sham Eliyahu betekenen Sham lag zo. Eches naak alma, met tzedek en mishpat. Zo viert zich de welt met tzedek en mishpat. Tzedek iu din. Tzedek is din. Din is rigid, it's stringent, it's gevura. It's holding back. Mishpat i rachme. Mishpat is rachme, which is ava, the right side. Everything is egesnaak alma, that we should be able to see how he runs the world. Our love the islach tzedek, but not that he has tzedek, which is gevura, yediyah the din. V'loy mishpat yediyah the irachme, not that he has any ava, or walav mekol inim in the sky. He's not any of these midas. So he created something that should be able to process, but he's not any of that. Why? Don't worry, he has a plan. And we are the plan. We are the plan. The plan evolves around us. So everything you're struggling with, everything you're spinning with is not Lav the islach tzedek the din. It's not what it's about. It's not about your little squeeze. It's nothing. That's not what you should be focusing. You should be focusing inward, going into the master plan, which is Kedei Shetire Hayabasha V'Adam Alei Lavad Hashem. You should see the dry land, get dry finally, get to the end of your spin. V'Adam Alei, and there's an Adam on top of it. Okay. Let's talk a little faster. Huh? That's right, man.
It's just a noise.
Huh?
It's just a noise.
Right. It's just a noise. Okay. Shabbos. We zijn in de Shabbos Shabbos, we'll do one piece inside. We zijn in de Shabbos Shabbos en Hashem, kehine. Hamshacha seratzen elien, shu beginnen seratzen. De hamshacha van de ratzen elien, shu beginnen seratzen shel maile maasegel. So, isratzen the isratzen, there is desire. Everything evolves around desire. Everything is driven by desire. But there's a ratzen, his ratzen. Where's that ratzon? How do you tune into it? How do you get involved in that? Which is higher from seichel. God is going to explain soon why. What does it mean? What's the address? Hanimshechem is gala b'Shabbos, which is nimshech and it's megala on Shabbos. Hudafka kashiyash kli legili orzeh. We're talking here about there's Shabbos, there's revealed a ratzon elyon. So how do I tap into it? How many times or how many of us are not feeling Shabbos? Okay, I think we're all feeling it somewhat because you're relaxed and you're doing your thing, but it's way higher than that. And how do we tune into it? This is what Alter Rebbe is here to teach: how to find this oil from Shabbos. Who dafke kashiyash kli legili orzeh. That's all dafke when there's a kli. V'kli hu beginnes a ratz natachten. How do we make this kli? This is that when you're gonna make your ratz natachten, which is your desire that you're chasing every single day, and it's getting you only down into Tohaim Rabbah. That desire is meant to go somewhere else. The Yesod is not meant to be go down. It's meant to be used to go up, into Kesed. That's what you got to use the desire for. That's what it's there for. It's a creating organ. It creates. You can create noise or you can create light. Which is born from Seichel, okay, the keli, how you build this keli, like energetically in mind. This is whatever you think, that's what you're generating. You're using your ratzon, whatever you can use it. You can use it to think A, B, C. So if I think about food, I'm going to get excited about food. If I think about whatever else, I'm going to get excited about whatever else. So however you grind your stones, however you want to create, that is aligning ratzon tachten, that when Shabbos comes, you can tap in to get magnetically connected and pulled into Ratzon Elyon. And when you're in Ratzon Elyon, listen, you think that you had a taiva once and you have a desire for something? Check out Ratzon Elyon, because that is the real deal. That's the real thing. The other thing, that Das Tachten is just it's just a magnetic field, and you're living in something that's just there because to hold space for the real thing. You're stuck with the screen, the back of the screen. Going from mataman, you're looking from outside in. You're wasting it, and what's causing that is the machshavas and all that. Again, we're only going there now because A, I'm Tati, I'm not Mami anymore. And number two is because that is the whole Shabbos. That's the avoid. That's how you tap into Shabbos. That's how you tap into Shabbos. You tap into Shabbos by aligning your ruts and your desire with, to be able to receive that light, that desire from Shabbos. And once that's aligned, that's your whole week, as he's going to say here. That is the power of the week. Now, everybody here wants to be successful and they want to be, a shrewd businessman. This is a good deal. You align yourself with where you need to be and tap into the Shabbos. So you can pick it up, prepare yourself. By Zboinus b'chol sheishes me'emais shazer atzna tachten. The Zboinus is everything that you think about. The Yom Zboinus in the 6 days of work, which is now, like we said, it's like feeding the oven, feeding the coals. It's like feeding the oven. Where met halt aan een like the koilen met halt aan een mission and een draaien. We are shovel koimenkerers. Okay, you keep shoveling, you keep feeding the fire. This is the bottom. It's the bottom of everything. And you keep feeding the fire. And whatever you feed, that's the fire you're cooking. Whatever you feed, that's the fire you're cooking. One spin will generate another spin. One positive thought will generate another positive thought. Or another negative thought, so you can generate another more powerful positive thought. If it's another negative thought, that means that you have accomplished the first one.
You need a bigger positive.
You've conquered the first one.
So this is Das Alien?
That is the Aselian, yes.
Okay, from Das Alien can I challenge you?
Now, like Erev Shabbos,
If you feel like it.
is it a new one or the same thing?
No.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. The Alter Rebbe is waiting. You guys can meantime tune into the Alter Rebbe. Close your eyes and picture the Alter Rebbe.
So it's saying the Alter was die maar wedstrijd doen zal zitten te nemen, te klein te nemen.
Ik maak de cijfer.
Maar zoals de klein te nemen,
Yes.
zoals trekken te nemen, de klein te nemen.
Van één? Van den?
Van nee.
Yeah.
So the tools, the direction of the tools, als zo feel. Once you feel it, you come back to it, and you learn again, and that's how you feel less and less and less and less.
Okay.
But once you start feeling, why do you want to come back?
Because you're feeling something else.
So you only want to come back for someone else. You don't want to come back for yourself. Because if you're coming back for
Oh,
yourself,
you're talking about why does the Rebbe's came back?
no, going back to the Torahs of Hashem. And
Yeah, and why the Tzaddikim
so
came back?
once you experience it, you don't want to go back. The reason what you're going back is only to be able to feed for others.
Mm-hmm.
So once you realize that you're doing it because you want to feed for others, you want to be able to hold space, then it's okay to go back to it. So for me, it's very hard to bring it up.
Which part? To bring out.
The reason why you want to go back to it. I'm stuck there. So once I learn it, I don't have to come back. The only reason why I can come back and hold it is if I
Is? Yeah.
to get
Okay,
to
no,
the
so
results.
until we keep raising the levels.
Raising the levels.
It means that yesterday's work is not tomorrow's work. And yesterday, yeah.
You entered him outside.
Hmm?
That's why you told him before outside. Because he needs to go give for others.
I think I want to finish this verse. Then we'll do a Q&A. I want to finish this. I want to finish the piece. Weisz boines bechol shesh meimas ze erots na tachten. Nas begin es klil legab ze erots na ellen. Shiim shich betoyche mamash. Begin es hashra kashra hoer betoyche klil mamash. Nas begin es klil legab ze erots. Okay, so whatever you do the 6 days, we got to ever take a deep breath. Reset. So whatever you do, however you prepare yourself during the week, you're making yourself a kli. To have a hashra, you become a vessel that can hold that light. Just like the candle inside the kli. That's how you become hashra for the Shabbos light, the way you prepare yourself.
For the 6 days is
6 days is during the week.
6 days is the Chuna Shabbos.
Yes. Because the Ratz Atachten, even though it's lower than the Bechinas Ratz Na Elyon, this Ratzon that we're having, technically speaking, our bodies are like rubber bands. What business does it have with Ratz Na Elyon? What business does this offer the body? There's a friend wants to eat. What the Ratz Na Elyon? What are you talking about? He's like, you're right. You take it, you can't, but you can become a kli for it. You can become a vessel for that, to hold that. Okay, wait, let's see what he's doing. Als ze kennen mischaber zijn en mijachad zijn en Yom Shabbos. Als zij nemen Shabbos Shabbos en Lavaye, Pidde Shabbos Shabbos en Beser Tzonis. Shabbos Shabbos and 2. Hanal, she mischaber ke echad voyel achad mamash. They're mechaber like one, and they become one, like one. V'loshen Shabbos and Lavaye, and this loshen of Shabbos and Lavaye, hani kishem Lavaye. Hine hayud beginnes chachma. As we know, the yud of the Yitkavavka, you have the yud is chachma. The hey is bina, it's pashtas. The vav is amshacha, which brings down or extends, goes all the way. That's the 6 spheres. There's the children, the father and the mother and the children.
The vav is the connection, the connector.
The vav is the connector, yes. The vav is center. He brings always the vav brings the amshacha, and the last hey is the malchus, which is the allows for this program to speak. That's why we can speak. Malchus is expression. Malchus peh. Imagine that there's this. You know, if you watch these, the wall like starts the cartoon. The wall starts talking, like you just don't see his head, like you just see the wall talking. There's a mouth carved out in the wall, and he talks. This is how pretty much we are, right? This the wall, everything, and in this circle, and then we have mouths. We speak. It's one organ. It's one energy driving it. It's one. We're just the end of it. Because he said, die, separation. How are we carved out this way? With Gevura. Symptom is forcing specifically to be shaped this way, whatever else goes into it. Different vibrations, stars, everything is held by billions of stars. For every move you do, there's a gravity pull aligned exactly the way it needs to be to hold this whole thing in place. And for him it's nothing, it's just one thought. This is it. So, this is the peh. This is where it's at. So, Malchus peh. What's that? Yes, with the Weisz. But I was already on a thing. So, and the Kotel Shiur is Kesser. That's the little piece on top.
So the Rutz Natachten is the Kalish of the Rutz Natachten.
Yes.
So what's the Rutz Natachten you're talking about?
The Rutz Natachten is the Machshavos. The Rutz is the desire, the drive. There's a drive. There's like, imagine you have a hose that shoots water, and it's very hard to redirect it. Like a fire hose is not easy to control. It's very. Not necessarily. That's Das Tachten. But yeah, the same thing. Das and Rutz are connected.
Because once the Das is Rutz is.
Correct. Ich gebe das auch. It's fine. But he's asking something else. He's like, what is Rutz Tachten? He's asking that. What is it? No, I hear what you're saying. That's one side. But like, how does it play out when it's in letters? it comes into oisius. This force comes into oisius, and the oisius are the day-to-day whatever struggle you're going through. So if you change your vibration, then that's how you're starting to pull the hose out from there. Pinchas Hesheves Chamasi, you put it into the other side. You bring it to the right. And that is part of what's going to help you drive the strongest force is, remember, this is all center line. So you have Keser split in two, you have Oinik, you have Atik, and you have Arich, the long phase. That's where desire starts from. And it goes down center line, Das, Tiferes, goes into Yesod. It all starts and ends there in Yesod. That will help you raise shift the desire from chasing a stream from one flow into another flow. There should be a yichud between Yesod and Keser. That's where the yichud is. That's where the yichud is supposed to be. Taking your desire and driving it to Ratzon Elin, to high conscious stuff. This is how you align the kelim. And this is what we said before, is that whatever the intention is, yeah, we started off the night with that. Right there. I can't go back. Okay, well then never Shabbos Lavai, Parshes Shabbos Lavai, ki Haine Kishem Lavai, Hine Hayud, beginnes Chachma, Shabbos beginnes Shabbos Lavai. Remember, it's Shabbos Lahavai. We are all starting off from Yudke Vavke. And Shabbos is Lahavai. We are going one step up and we are supplying, so to speak, we become a vessel to Havai. So we go one step up. Everything starts from Yudke Vavke is the first thing. We're going above that. See that in Kodesh Yevarch Yes Hashem. Pick up your hands and bench them out.
You go above the Shem?
Yes, you go a level up. You go higher than that. You're going into Atik. We're going into Oinik. We're going into Atik. We're going above that.
How can be something higher than Hashem?
No. That level of Hashem. He's Ein Sof. What do you mean? We're not even talking about Atzmas here. You talk about Atzmas, you got zapped. You'll never exist again. I don't know. That's what they tell me every time I want to go there. Chabad is so confident with Hasidus that when you talk about Atzmas, they're very. That's where they get really express themselves. Like that's their avgunas. Not all of them. Some of them. Yeah. Okay. So, bnei sharat santach, wir sehen im Shabbos Bosen. Shiur beis beginnes, wir sehen schon kekel das, avaya shiur beis beginnes das. Ha'alav das elin, va beis das tach. Perish das elin hu loshin rotzen, shadas verotzen, hakoil inyan echad. Das and rotzen, as we said before, is all inyan echad. Das is right here, and rotzen is above that. Yes, I didn't look at the pasuk. I don't know. Yes, okay, fine. So we see that das is the iskashas between everything else. The kavan is that I was boicher. I took my rotzen and I directed it at you guys. Am Yisrael. You will be my nation, my folk, man folk, which means you and me are going to have an understanding. You know how you have an understanding with your friends, like it was, was the andere chatnish. That's what we're talking about. Nobody gets him the way we get him because we have this language that nobody else has. Okay. Das is an inyan of knowing. If I know something, I want it. If I see my wife and I really know her and I want her, it brings ratzon. If I see a nice watch, a nice car, and I start thinking about, I want it. I become one with it. I want it. I need it. And this is how you pull. This is how you attract. So anybody here that has issues with letting go, you're attracting it. How? Because we are always in a pulling device. Remember we said before, That's the piece I wanted to finish before. There's billions of stars that are holding us together. Everything is magnetically connected that holds you in a perfect alignment. So there's a constant pull. That's the gevuras that you're experiencing. Sometimes during the day, it's intense. It could be a headache. It could be anything. Squeeze. You don't have the kalim for it. You get upset. You get angry. It's overcharging the kalim. What's really there to expand your kalim, so you can then do. How are you going to stretch it? What are you going to stretch your kalim with? Are you going to stretch it with das tachten? So then when Shabbos comes, you're going to get, temperature, but mediocre low. Kalta zip. Exactly. Or if you stretch your kalim with high conscience, doing handlan ehrlich, being we say everybody has like a few things that you do, like you're grounding yourself, getting up whatever time, davening a few minutes, honoring yourself. Who am I? Going back to your source. As long as you're still carrying a burden, you're still carrying anger, you will not be able to get into the das, to the ratzon elin that he's talking about. You're holding grudges, okay, that's where it's at. I get it. That is the bitter you're doing. It's part of the bitter. It's part of the gevuras. The guy that abused you also had gevuras. He was also in restriction, even more than you. It was even more black for him. It's more black and white for him. Right? So everybody is dealing with that gevuras. The minute you have that, then you can just let go of that whole package you're carrying. That's because of this, because that. No, it's straight up. We're dealing here with massive gevur, massive tzimtzum. The guy was pulled by a black hole called 6 million. Right? And this is as a result. But what is coming from that? Full color. After such darkness, there's full color that's holding space for that.
So by me letting go, what happens?
By you letting go, you are now letting off all negative matter, which means that this low conscious stuff that wants to hold, because me holding on a grudge, I need to feed that. That thing needs food. I gotta feed the fire. Everybody needs to eat. Okay? Klippe darf essen, darf feeden. Steak, anger, holding grudges, talking about somebody else, not being able to love self. It's all that needs to be fed. High fatty foods and processed stuff that's like practically eating plastic. And then you're supposed to think how to get out of a spin. Good luck. Yeast, heavy stuff that just blows. But all that is being fed. What's asking for the food? Your spin, your negative, the negativity. What I'm holding on to. That's again the gevuras.
Just staying in the spin.
Huh?
Just staying in the same.
Yeah, you feed that. So then I talk that when I come to shul, and then I eat that again, and then I give that out of my wife, and then if there's supposed to be a mikvah night, I'm supposed to connect that. Somehow we get into a massive fight because I'm about to surrender and love myself, and I can't hold that because my low frequency is like, whoa, it's too much. Back off.
We only want to surrender if we know what the experience will feel. But we can't get to that feeling only when we surrender, because it's the conscious thing.
Exactly. Most of the time we don't know where to surrender. Yeah, we don't know where to surrender.
But you don't have the caliper.
No, not just the column. You don't have a map. Nobody told you where to surrender to. If you were to say like, hey, right here, that's where you'll be there. But you have to figure out where it is. No, and most now we do. We didn't even know that there's an address. They don't know how to think. I was just living in the 100% spin. That was my existence. Because that's what I was eating. That's what the news was feeding me, and that's all. That's it goes. Everybody, it's a huge business.
You know that or you feel that?
Of course I know that. It's das, it's kashrus, it's one. I've walked the field. What do you mean?
Feel it also?
If I feel what? If I feel what?
You can say it or you can feel it.
Feel what?
Feel what you're saying.
Which part? I've been saying stuff for 2 hours. What? Besides, it's not my job to feel. My job is to deliver a message.
Okay. So
And then my
where is
avodah-
it coming from? Do you know it or you feel it? If you feel it, then the message comes from the right place.
Where I know what? Where do what if I feel what? Tell me which one, which part?
Wherever you tell us to feel.
What did I tell you to feel specifically, so I can answer you if I feel it or not? You think I deliver my message here? I don't. I deliver this message, and the reason I was chosen to deliver the message is because I feel. Therefore, I can deliver the message, and therefore you are accepting the message, because you can't get away from it. So it's a matter of fact.
Can't get enough.
Exactly. That too. So yes, I feel. It's a different feeling, but it's a feeling. Not that different. It's a feeling. I'm saying I'm not trying to make up like I feel something else that you don't feel. Whatever everybody feels. I'm saying yes. I'm clearly a good fighter, because I made it. Fine. So, Moshe Kasarak asks me that Shakavani who Shabacharti Vartisi Eschem Lifchadi Lam Segila Kidasu Inyan Hakar. Fine, we'll get in. There's geen Adam Yad Schava. Lashon Skashas with Schabas. When you are with your spouse, you're one with her, it's a Skashas and a Schabas. And if it's not, then that is part of the block. You gotta work on that. If you're not fully in the Skashas, then you're not in flow. Either there's parts of you that you can't take the love, you're holding yourself back from feeling, or which as a result but she's not, he's not. It's an archazir.
That's not what I was asking.
I'm not ready. I'm up here. Weisz wie du bist. Ich hatte schon gesagt, ich fühle, ja, ich will gerne für die Kasche. Ich will gerne für die Gavur.
I wasn't asking for that.
Oh, so you want another answer? You got one, now you want another one. Okay. The Indian Kale dies.
I want a different one.
Fine, let me finish over there. Then maybe the answer will be right here. Because it seems to be like, Okay, the Indian Kale dies, Haines Chavres, Beis Days, Hanal, Shem Beis Eretzenes. Go also begin Shabbos Shabbos. When you are aligned with those two Retzenes, Das Tachten and Das Elyon, that's when there's Shabbos Shabbos. Shabbos Shabbos, and listen to this. A few weeks ago, we were talking about Shemitah. And the Rebbe is talking about Shemitah, Shabbos Shabbos, and his Metunish Arbeit in the field. Good. But there's still Man Neuchel Bashon cheese. What are we going to eat in the 9th year? What am I going to do? What am I going to do in the 9th year? So there's still a worry in the back of your head. Like Shabbos, you're still, okay. But there's Yovel. When these two are connected, you're going into Yovel. There is no question, says the Rebbe, as to... There's no question, Mechlam. There's no question. Which means that in the surrender is the answer. Here, I'm just going to finish it with... This is the work. This is what you need to be doing. Be misboinen on that. What does it mean to be aligned? To be fully aligned with whatever is going on. It's work. It's not easy. It's not easy. It's not easy. It's not. This is how this works. We are in Gevurah, so you're going to feel the burn on your skin. Some days more, some days less. Shabbos, there is no burn. Yom Tov, there is no burn. There's different Yom Tov that they found different tunnels, how they can get us another window for another light. They went for it. Chanukah, Tu B'Av, even Tisha B'Av. Chassidus is already spinning it upside down. It's the highest day of the year because it's Tisha B'Av and Yud Tisha is when the Kohen Gadol went into the Kodesh Kodashim. We are going into Kodesh Kodashim the day after Tisha B'Av. That's when we're stepping in there. So they found different back avenues to take out. The whole Kislev, month of Kislev was taken out of the whole equation. There's nothing but light, one after the other. Then you have Adar, then you have Nisan, Iyar. Sivan, and now Thomas. Now we pay.
You paid already in Sphere.
No, yeah, we don't stop paying somehow. You know what? The way you align yourself, that's what it is. The more intense you make the work, the more intense the work is, the more you're going to align yourself with Shabbos. The more you sharpen the kelim, which is Sheshes Sameya mindset, you got to feed the fire. That's the only way the fire, the Shabbos, that's the only way the week is worked. You got to work it. You can't sit idle. On the other side, Shabbos, you're not allowed to put on a fire. You're not allowed to do any malachas. You're not allowed to trigger any type of fire on Shabbos. No dealings, nothing, because that's Eish Zar. I mean, dude, it's anger right there. It's not good.
So how can you have a question?
I feel that too, because I felt the other side also. Yeah.
How can you have a question Manuch?
You can't be a black belt unless you've done, you know, unless you fight. Why am I saying it? Because in Zaman Cheder, the other hand was of the grows on the muscles, and right? we're all it's a chabira here, yeah. So yeah. Yeah.
So how can you ask Manuch if Shabbos?
How can you?
Ask Manuch and
You have to get in on Shabbos
How can you have this question?
because it's still Shmita.
Schmidt is the same on Shabbos?
Yeah, Shmita Shabbos, but Shabbos no. There's still. It's not. You can get to a level of yoel for sure. From that, he's saying, go for it. Prepare yourself during the week. Stretch yourself, and then Shabbos, just feel how you meet that opposition completely, just healing and just taking you out and taking you out of the experience, taking you out of the week the experience. Now, Meyer, that I didn't fully experience yet. No, like a proper Shabbos. It's still. Well, I hope after this we're going to be there.
What do you do with the Rav energy?
We settled that. What do you mean?
It's not settled yet.
So you didn't settle it. We did. So settle it.
How so?
You got to learn Torah. Either wash, eat, or if that doesn't talk to
I
you.
tried all the
Learning Torah.
learning, what?
Who did you learn with? No names. What I'm saying by yourself.
Yeah.
So you can need first of all, Shulas is a Sachdus. That's everybody together.
And if you don't have that,
Then don't ask what are we doing with Rabbi. It's an intense time. It goes. It's like all of a sudden from alignment. It's like,
summer I feel it.
huh? In the summer
country,
it's
I feel
intense. Yeah, in the summer it's intense.
It's in the country.
Gewijs was dat een veel les.
I know.
Now it's
Chabura, that's
fine.
only solution?
Yes, sitting with people and singing.
Mhm.
In Chabad, that's what the Torah and sitting together. Sitting together, and once I figure that out, I'm sitting there. I feel that too, man.
Yes.
Because after you told me that, you specifically told me not to make a whole thing about it, you came back with another question. No, this is a question, a challenge. A question is allowed. You want a challenge? Okay.
Now,
What?
have something?
A challenge or a question?
Question.
Yeah.
So what I'm reading here, what I'm seeing is that this element from Shashna and Master becomes a kaila for the Das element, for the Utzman element, which then continues, comes back as Mashti Oid to the Das, to the Utzman Tachnin. So I asked what the Utzman Tachnin is. It says whatever the desire was a whole week. So I'm not contrasting that. So whatever I think about a whole week,
No.
whatever that desire is, that becomes a kaila for the Utzman element.
Yes. Whatever you occupy your machine, if you're
You
gonna
do the right word.
No, 1 second. According of this level, not the right way. First, yes, whatever you think. Whatever you know the soda machines that have the mikveh soda machines before there was cans. They have every color had a pipe. Whatever color is going to be flowing in your pipe, that's what you're going to be. That's what he's saying. Those are the kalim you're building, and that's what you're going to be dealing with Shabbos.
What are they asking for that's going to flow in the pipe?
Yeah. Now, how do you do it? Raise the vibration. Start flooding the pipes with Torah, with positive thinking. No, I'm not taking part of this conversation. I'm talking about, again, I want to say one more thing. We say this every week, especially for the guys that join. We're talking here in Klal. and it's the most extreme level, but this is how it's delivered, and then your job is to take it into your week, to your day, as much as you can, and that's why we come again, we get together again. Clearly we didn't finish the job, but we're definitely learning how to do the job instead of the job doing you. Because until now the job is done you. Stimmt? Okay. So, so raise it. Now, how do you raise it? Like I said, have one mindful moment with your film. Instead of davening, if you can, I don't have no patience davening. 6 minutes. People now would travel all over the countries to go and find this, that tree, the other tree. This is, how ancient the film are? Goes back 3,500 years. This is the real deal. If you saw there's something somewhere in the Amazon, it would be the thing. Like there's something, the pipe they have, and it's a whole thing. This is the thing. Like they have it's a pipe and it's a whole thing. It's avoid and the whole fine. But you have here something that is, it's these perfectly written, aligned. The Pushel Kusher, it's perfectly alignment to attract the energy, starting off with the letters that he carries on his head. The Tefillin Zah has the talis and film, not him, but as he comes down lower, as it comes down lower, manifests lower, there's the film. You have one mindful moment with that. If you can't daven, put on music, listen to a song, warm your heart. If you can be in the car and be moved by a song, why don't you put on your tefillin and get moved, get into the way. The Nevi'im, that's how they did it. They had an orchestra playing for them, some of them, and they took them into a trance. So drive yourself into a trance. Now you have Hasaga, you already know how to let your mind go. And the answer to that is, instead of using it to bring Eish Zara, go forward. Use that pictures and how to yes step in, not how to figure out how to stay in it, because then I'm not going to feel. Okay? Huh? Step into doing positive instead of questioning, sitting stuck in whatever energy you're investing in staying stuck in your story. Invest in going forward. What can I do to be mindful, happy? Whatever you got to do.
Invest and go forward.
Investing forward.
So from that angle, invest to forward. Are you ready for a question?
Yeah. I'm doing an answer, not a debate. Go, yeah.
Questions if I'm ready to answer. Tell me to put the question.
So I said it's not a debate. I'm just doing an answer. Yeah.
You're killing yourself.
Huh?
I have a challenge van mij. Aanzehouden met 20 minuten te spreken.
Oh no, that's no problem. Because it's more painful for him. He'll do it.
But the problem is you think I'm asking.
No, you're challenging.
Not, yeah.
Weisz. Okay. So fine. So I said, okay. Fine.
So
First
you're
of all,
taking me into spin.
now I'm taking you to. Now you want to spin me in that I took you into a spin.
Whatever.
Moshe speelde Roze en Shabbos, praat ik, everything is going okay.
Yeah. Why not? Yeah, you're spinning when there's Ruzu? You're spinning?
No.
Oh, good of
No, I'm not spinning.
Maar dat is geen Roze.
Are you
You want to know when I'm spinning?
No.
Good.
You still have this open question about why go back to the beginning? That's where you want to go back, or is it something else?
Let me just finish a few more lines and then we're good. Okay? V'zeh inyan. Okay, blah blah blah. Sorry, take that back. Beser atzoynes haratzen el shaman machach lamer mesgal gankin baratzen atachten. V'zeh inyan neshama yisera de Shabbos. This is the inyan of neshama yisera in Shabbos. Shehu gili ratzen alien. The beginnes yechide kanal. Shabbos is gili ratzen alien. Is the izgalos of the ratzen alien, high conscious desire, which comes from Yechida. Everybody here is an infant for Yechida? Okay. Infants for Yechida. So you are tapped into Yechida. let me just make sure so they don't go crazy over there. It's not Yechida is oneness. It's done with Rachamim. Otherwise, it can be crushing. So we're getting a lick of it. We're getting licks of it, moments of it. Way more than that. K'moshe Kosev.
Shabbos, man.
Huh? Yeah. No, I have to do it because they got very triggered in Chabad when I said it. Just the one. It's
Why
not
when we
teasing,
think we don't
teasing.
get it, we get triggered?
What?
Why when we're thinking we're not getting it, we get triggered?
Because the ego wants to get it. So that's why you're not getting it. Because as long as you're still getting triggered, it means you're not getting it. Because you can't get it if you're triggered. You can only get it when you're not triggered anymore. That's when you got it. It's tachlis idea shalei neder. It's to go through the stretch and then כמו שכתוב מסביר לכל חי רוצן, was מסביר für alle חי רוצן, für alle lebendige רוצן, שגילי רוצן האלין נמשך מבחינס הנקר כל חי. The Gilead from Ratzna Elyon comes from the place called Kol Chai. And Masham Nimshach Li Ratzon Yerev Yasser Shes Gal Ben Ratzna Elyon. And from that place, we're talking here about Yechida, Nishmas Kol Chai, which is Ratzna Elyon. And we have to open this up next week. Not sure what's going on. No, I'm sure there's something more going on over there. In Masham Nimshach Li is Ratzon Yerev Yasser. From that Mekivet Ratzon Yerev Yasser had Tid the Ratzon for they that are aligned with him have Yirafim, Yira Elah, not Yira Tata. Because if you're in Yira Tata, then you're only going to process Shabbos at Tata level. She's Galabim Ratzon Elyon. That's when your lines have the Ratzon Elyon. All of them must be the Chachai. Everybody close your eyes. I want you to meditate on the letter, you must burn on the letters Chai. It's if you want to imagine like a whitish, goldish light. A Ches and a Yid has blue around it. If you take the ches and you remove the one leg of it, it turns into a vav. Then you have the yud, so it's yud vav dal, which is yud. Yes, beautiful. This is chachma kesek chachma. Is ink, tint, not sure what it is. Let's go back to Akdamas. So Yud. So as a Chida come in there. Chai Chida. This is called Chai. So this is Neshama called Chai. Wow. Masbia l'chol chai ratzonali. To chai, the chai yechida is a masbia. It's mean a zatik to him. Ratzon. Shkid ratzonali nishma b'chinas enika kol chai. Shkid ratzonali nishma b'chinas enika kol chai. Chai yechida. Dat werd is alles van ratzonali. You can't process ratzonali in nafesh ruach neshama. Neshama nimshach lis ratzoni reif yasa. Over there you can properly align with his Ratzon Yirei of Yasef. Over there you can, that's when you are in proper alignment with Das Elyon. Which means Das is the key to everything. That gives you the Bechira. Ratzon Yirei of Yasef, she's Galabem Ratzon Elyon. So once, you can only be trusted with Das Elyon if you are Ratzon Yirei of Yasef. If you want proper manifestation and proper alignment, proper manifestation, you want to be able to use Das fully. He's only going to give it to you when you're aligned with Chai Ratzon, with Ratzon, with Ratzon Yerev, when you have proper Yira. It's just Kabbalah soil. It's the work you're doing, and from there you can get to a place of Nishmas Kol Chai. And when you're aligned with that, that's when you prepare from there. If you prepare during the week, you can align Shabbos and you can reach, you're aligned with Chai Yechida. That's Ratzon Elyon. And from that place, if you align with that, and you walk in with this, in the Shesha Semei Maaseh, forget it. You're blowing up the whole city.
What's Nishmas Kol Chai?
The Neshama of Kol Chai. The Neshama from Yeda Lebedig. Chai means Chai Yechida.
Means Chai Yechida.
Chai, there's 5 levels in the Neshama. The first level is Nefesh. After you've done that work, you go into Ruach, which is the spirit, the Ruach. Then there's Chaya, another level. It's Mati v'loy Mati. Nefesh Ruach. No, I'm sorry. Nefesh Ruach Neshama. After that is Neshama. Neshama is Moshe Rabbeinu is Neshama. That's where it's Luma. It's Torah, it's learning, creating. Right? You start creating like positive thoughts. Then there is Chaya, which is Mati v'loy Mati. It's here and it's not here. It's over there. And then comes Yechida. Yechida is oneness. It's Vereinigung. There is perfect alignment. And that is available Shabbos. Because you're not working, you don't have to work. I mean, yeah, you don't have to work, so you can align yourself with Chai Yechida, with Ratzon Elyon, by keeping the Shabbos, which is 99.9% of Shabbos is not to do. There's nothing, you can't do anything. There's nothing to do. The avoid of Shabbos is to just be with yourself. There's nothing to do.
Basically, if you prepare yourself for Shabbos, you get something, and that pushes you more, then the next week again, so
Yes.
it becomes stronger and stronger, you're building up.
Yes. So tonight is where we're finished off with the Shabbos before, and then we're stepping in already tomorrow and the next Shabbos coming. Any questions?
What's there to do for after Shabbos?
What?
I understand preparing for Shabbos, but what's there to do Sunday, Monday, Tuesday after Shabbos?
Living off from the Shabbos, and then preparing for the next Shabbos.
Preparing for Shabbos, what's after Shabbos?
So I'm saying, after Shabbos you should be able to go ahead and do your work, but from this place of refreshment or rejuvenation, you know that you should have had a glimpse that took you above the letters, where you know that it's not your doings, you're not in control of anything, you're just here to act out and do a job. Just like you're given a job to do a job. It's not you. How do I get to that realization to get myself out of my own way? That's Shabbos. It gives you that koyach. Because I'm detaching completely from everything that makes me, what's my identity during the week? My money, my parnassah, my car, my house. Shabbos, it's just you. So if I tune into just me, I have a chance to pull my hands out of the sweater and be present. And from there, I come back. I should, the meeting with that guy should be completely different after Shabbos than before, because after Shabbos, you already know that he's not in control. You have to align yourself with your gut feeling, align yourself with what feels right for you. Check it with a friend or whatever, whoever is you check it with. And that's the koyach from Shabbos, where before Shabbos I was enslaved. If I'm not going to talk to him so and so, if I'm not going to do A, B, and C, which I don't want to do, I'm going to lose the deal. Right? So it's proper alignment. That's raising the ratzon, raising the consciousness. I'm not really feeling the song, but I think I should do one anyways. Maybe we'll feel it.
Go to Shabbos.
Alright, so Silafan.
See, what do other people feel?
What's that?
It's not all about you, what you feel.
Thank you. No, do I even have to express how I appreciate what you just did? Do I have to express? Not, you know why? Saying do I have to express why?
Yeah, because critical is feeling it.
No, that's not why.
No,
Because if I'm not feeling it, but if it's, yeah, if there's another desire, then of course I can 100% align with him.
I don't want him to feel it. I want him to go past the feeling and give me an answer from that place.
The only reason you're still doing this with me is because I'm giving it to you from past the feeling. If I still felt that I'm no different than the other guy. I know it's a stick of warm in here.
Oh yeah?
Because I'm feeling it. So deze should be going on. No. I mean, I'm okay if you guys wanna it's gonna get loud.
The question is, when somebody starts asking questions, you have to tune in to the other person's space. Can you feel it then? How do you know what to answer, how to react from the other person's place? You have to tune in. So when you're tuning in, where do you see the OIC is then?
It depends.
That's gonna give you the direction where the conversation should go.
No, but every time it's different. Sometimes in the process of healing, I can tune into the feeling.
Exactly. So
yeah.
when you are going into the process
Then
of
there's for sure
just
there's
learning
a feeling.
and
There's a feeling.
there's a feeling.
Sure.
So when
Not
you
always.
when you start to experience that, you feel good.
I don't feel good. I know that
You know you're in flow.
No, I know that he's getting healing.
It's getting healed.
Yeah, because I can feel
But
it.
the minute when somebody talks and you wanna tune in, to have a response from his place rather than having a response from my place.
So this is the part I wanted to pause actually. So you know how to cut it?
Yeah.
So cut this the last 2 minutes cut. Yeah?
You have to cut it afterwards.
I'm not interested in hearing an answer from my space.
Kadeshenu, Kadeshenu, b'mitzvah seichu. V'sein chelkeinu b'seidu seichu. Sabeinu, Sabeinu, mitu v'yechu. V'sameach nafsheinu b'shua seichu. Sameach nafsheinu b'shua seichu. Hey yo 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 yo, yo yo yo. Hey yo 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 yo, yo yo yo. Hey yo 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 yo. I cut my finger on Sunday, so I'm limited to the flow for now, for a minute. Yashar Hashem.
Tzedek and Tzadikim, the same thing?
Not really.
Tzedek leads to Tzadikim?
I mean, yes or no? Yeah, Tzedek and Tzadikim is... Tzadikim is more... Tzedek seems more Tzedek and Mishpat. Well, we said today that Mishpat is Rachanan. So technically speaking, yes. Tzedek Yidin. Yeah, no, Mishpat. Tzedek and Mishpat, yeah. Mishpat is Rachanan. So Tzedek and Mishpat. So yeah, Tzadikim. L'chaim. So, Mariv is going to take place.